Okay, 9.4, so 4.4 in the book, Theorems about zeros of polynomial functions. I don't want to say there's a lot of different ideas going on in here, but the homework is quite lengthy, so I'm going to break this up, giving you advance notice. I'm going to be breaking this up into 4 separate videos, so they should all be fairly short so that you can watch them, start the homework, and then bring it into class. So you can write equations of polynomials with the given zeros, real or imaginary. So finding polynomials with given zeros, find a polynomial function of degree 3 with the given numbers as zeros, -1, 0, 4. So on this one, what we're looking at is, if this is my 0, that means x equals -1, x equals 0, and x equals 4. But what I need is I need each of these equal to 0, so I'll add 1, add 1. So now I have x plus 1 equals 0. This is already equal to 0. And if I subtract 4 on both sides here, I have x minus 4 equals 0. Now, you won't need to necessarily go through this process. Some of you are going to catch on very, very quickly that you change the sign and put x in front of it. So my polynomial function here is x plus 1, x, and then x minus 4. Now I do want you multiplying these out. So I'm going to just bring the x in forward, x plus 1, x minus 4. FOIL these two out, so I have x. So x times x is x squared. X times -4 is -4x. 1 times x is positive x. And 1 times -4 is -4. So we get x times x squared minus 4x plus 1x gives us a -3x minus 4. So f of x equals, distribute that x cubed minus 3x squared minus 4x. And we're done. Once you've multiplied it out, you are done. It says find a polynomial function of degree 3, so you had to get it to a degree 3 function. If you just step it out, here's your zeros. You can make the note, change the sign and put x in front, put it in factor form, and then multiply. Okay, let's try another one. So degree of 3, and they gave us 0, -3, and 10. So x equals 0. Change the sign, you get x plus 3 equals 0. Change the sign and put x in front, x minus 10 equals 0. So my factors here are x plus 3, and x minus 10. FOIL these two out. If you want to distribute the x first here, you can. I just FOIL these out and then multiply all by x. So I have x times x is x squared. X times -10 is -10x. 3 times x is positive 3x. And 3 times -10, -30. So f of x equals, and distribute this last egg. Oh, we're not ready there. I'm a step ahead of myself. Common factors. So combine like terms, x squared minus 7x. There's a common factor, -10 plus 3, minus 30. Now we can write it. Don't forget in that last step to distribute an x, if you have an x on the outside, to distribute it through. So we get x cubed minus 7x squared minus 30x. And there it is. Okay, now they can give it to you a little bit differently as well. It says find a polynomial function of degree 4 with -2 as a 0. So x minus the -2 as a 0 with multiplicity of 1, so it happens only once. 3 as a 0, so x minus 3 as a 0 with multiplicity of 2, so we have to square this guy, and -1 as a 0. So x minus the -1. And that happens only once. And notice that we have 2, 3, 4. Now, if you're not able to just look at this, you'll have to have written it out as x equals -2, x equals 3. But it says multiplicity of 2, so you'd have to write it out twice. And then x equals -1. And then you can bring these to the other side, and it's x plus 2, x minus 3, x minus 3. Really all I'm doing is adding or subtracting the number and pull it to the other side. Add 1, x plus 1. Still have to multiply this out. So this is where I'm going to put, only for ease of work, I'm going to move them around. So I have x minus 3 squared, x plus 2, x plus 1. The reason I did that is because this guy is going to be easy to multiply out, and then I'll FOIL this guy out. For this guy, reminder, if you have a minus b squared, that it is equal to a squared minus 2ab minus b squared. In this case, a is x and 3 is b. So this is going to multiply as x squared. A times b is 3x, so 2 times 3 minus 6x. That should be a plus there. Plus 9. And then I multiply this guy out. X times x gives me x squared. X times 1 is 1x. 2 times x is 2x. 1x plus 2x gives me 3x. And 2 times 1 is 2. And now we can't claim we're foiling on this one because foiling is only for binomials. So x squared times x squared gives me x to the 4th, which is what they said we would get, degree 4. X squared times 3x gives me a positive 3x cubed. X squared, that should be plus 2. X squared times 2 gives me a positive 2x squared. I multiplied everything here by x squared. Now I move to the -6. -6 times x squared gives me a -6x squared. Oops, that should have been cubed. I just caught it. Try again. -6x times x squared is -6x cubed. -6x times positive 3x gives me -18x squared. And -6x times 2 is -12x. And then multiply everything over here by 9. So 9 times x squared, 9x squared. 9 times 3x, positive 27x. And 9 times 2 is 18. So combine like terms, and I'll have my function f of x equals x to the 4th. 3 minus 6 gives me -3x cubed. -18 and 9 is -9 plus 2 is -7x squared. 27 minus 12 gives me positive 15x plus 18. And now if you wanted to see if you made any kind of silly mistakes, you have all of the ways in section 3 to find out if these are true factors. Okay. Another example, find the polynomial function of degree 5 with 0 as the zero of multiplicity 0 or 1. So x equals 0, happens one time. 1 as a 0 3 times. So x equals 1, x equals 1, x equals 1. And negative 3 one time. X equals negative 3. So this is just x. This factor here is x minus 1, but that happens 3 times, and then you have the factor of x plus 3. So we have x times x plus 3 times x minus 1 cubed. Okay, there is a shortcut on this one, but I'm not going to go through the shortcut. We are so going to do this the long way. So to make, again, life a little bit easier, x plus 3 times x minus 1 times x minus 1 squared. So I have x. I'm going to FOIL this out. I get x squared. X times negative 1, negative x plus 3x gives me a positive 2x. And 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. And this one, like the last one, it's that a minus b quantity squared. So you get x squared minus 2x plus 1. Now we get to multiply these out. And so I'm going to still bring down the x. Actually, I'll bring him down here in a little bit. He's going to get in my way right now. X squared times x squared is x to the 4th. X squared times negative 2x is negative 2x cubed. X squared times 1 is positive x squared. 2x times x squared is positive 2x cubed. 2x times negative 2x is negative 4x squared. And 2x times 1 plus 2x. And now we just need to multiply by the negative 3. Negative 3 times x squared, negative 3x squared. Negative 3 times 2x gives me a positive 6x. And negative 3 and 1 is negative 3. So don't forget this x that I haven't touched yet. And then combine the like terms here. I get x to the 4th. These guys cancel out. Negative 7 plus 1 is going to be negative 6x squared plus 8x minus 3. And then distribute that x through f of x equals x to the 5th minus 6x cubed plus 8x squared minus 3x. And it says to the 5th power, and I have something to the 5th power. First thing to check. And there you guys go. Now, I'm only assigning, I want you to start the assignment. The video is only about 15 minutes long once I get done talking here. But I need you to start these problems. The assignments, if you look at the back of your note sheet, there's like 25 problems that have been assigned, a lot of problems. So I'm trying to break it out to be about 4 to 6 or 7 a day so that you're not getting hit hard. Okay, good luck.